Welcome back to Informed Sources. It is Pride Month here in the Mid-South and across the country. This month, Pride celebrations are coming back to full strength after a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic. This was the scene earlier this month when the annual Pride Parade was held on Beale Street there. Organizers say it's never been more important for the LGBTQ plus community to be seen, as many states, including Tennessee, introduce bills that legislate how schools and teachers handle sexual orientation and gender identity.
When so much is being threatened in terms of, our basic civil rights, you really want to be able to go out there and hold that space open.
Many LGBTQ organizations are focusing on inclusivity within the community and amplifying the voices of people of color, transgender, and the disabled. We're joined now by Molly Quinn, the Executive Director of Out Memphis. Hi, Molly. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Molly, I want to start back with kind of the intro here. When we saw those images there on Beale Street, hundreds of people, thousands of people marching throughout the country, really celebrating Pride, what does that represent to you?
I mean, it's a really incredible time any year. Being on the street, experiencing the feel of the parade, whether you're watching or marching, is a kind of adrenaline and togetherness that it's really difficult to describe. But this year in particular, it's so meaningful after 2 years of such isolation, especially when isolation is already a part of the queer experience for so many people. So it was a reunion and a celebration in such a wonderful way.
Right. You talk about isolation there. I feel like maybe more so this year, I've seen so many big corporations change their logo to the rainbow flag or, advertising something. What is your reaction to that?
I think we are experiencing attacks on welfare and safety and basic civil rights for LGBTQ plus people in the state legislature, across the country, in our church institutions, in our school institutions. So I think when you look out and see more corporate entities and other kinds of institutions embracing our community and embracing the idea that representation matters, I think it's a team effort at this point. The more the merrier.
Right. And, part of Pride Month, it's not only about amplifying voices, it's also a time to really amplify education. So part of that is gender identity, and there can be words or identities that aren't really new to some people to help people better understand and to communicate accurately, but also respectfully. That comes with the correct use of gender identity terms, pronouns. Can you explain this more for us?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a study that came out in the New York Times a couple of days ago. Some new data is coming together now about the number of people who are out as trans or non-binary in America. And those numbers just increasing in really escalated numbers recently. Now, of course, that means people who are trans or non-binary who are out versus people who may have been closeted in years or decades past. And this coming out of the trans community and trans individuals brings with it a different and new layer of education outside of lesbian and gay and other identifiers. And it's a really exciting thing to experience that growth in visibility and that growth in numbers when we are also facing really difficult times in a lot of progressive circles and spaces.
Can you expand a little bit on some of those difficult times?
Sure. I mean, this past legislative session here in Tennessee, 22, but also last year in 2021, the Tennessee state legislation is insistent on bringing forward anti-trans and anti-LGBTQ bills for subcommittee, committee, and for the floor each year. And those bills, regardless of how far they move through, some which become law and some which don't come out of subcommittee all serve to remind people in the LGBTQ plus community how much hate and opposition and how many people out there who truly do not want us to live full and healthy lives.
What are some of those, right, I had just seen a study really that does talk about Tennessee as one of the states with the most legislation restricting trans youth. Do you have some of those specific bills in the upcoming legislation?
So the legislative session just ended.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be watching with our partners, the Tennessee Equality Project, over the next year to see what the 2023 legislative session brings and what that action will be. I really encourage people to follow on social media or on their newsletter list the Tennessee Equality Project, which offers a watch of all legislation on an annual basis and can get mobilized and ready for 2023.
Right. Talking about Pride Month, we're in the middle of the month right now. What are some of the upcoming events that are going on here in the Mid-South?
Absolutely. Well, the next week and a half is a really exciting time. I mean, there are large and small events for all ages, all people, communities throughout the entire month of Pride. But this weekend is Tri-State Black Pride, which is an incredibly important and really fantastic event that is put together by a number of organizations, There's programming that happens all weekend long that started last night. And I encourage people to check out their website. Out Memphis, my organization, will be there in addition to a ton of other partners. There's both educational programming and social programming and a music festival. But next weekend, a week from Saturday, Out Memphis is throwing our flagship Pride Month event, which is Queer Prom. Queer Prom happening June 25th. That's next Saturday at the Botanic Garden.
Wonderful. Molly, thank you so much for joining us. Any final thoughts, really? I mean, we started the show with just about, acceptance and more people getting involved. Any final thoughts on that?
I try to remind people every single Pride Month that the small gestures in your life, if you're maybe putting a rainbow flag on your desk at work or retweeting an inspirational message, can signal to people in your life that you are safe and supportive. And those small things mean more from our allies than always are truly understood. So if you're just starting to understand your role as an ally to the queer community, I suggest just put a rainbow flag somewhere in your office or your classroom or your home or your living room and see what kind of difference that might make for the people in your life.
All right, a little goes a long way. Molly, thank you so much for being with us.
Have a great afternoon. Thank you so much, and happy Pride Month, and come to Queer Prom.
You too. Take care.